So today we're going to make barbecue sauce. We're going to use it for meatball sliders. Another thing that you can use on Saturday for football games. But you can also use this for chicken, pulled pork, anything like that. So first we're going to put ketchup in there. We've been ketchup crazy today. So we'll rinse it out with 1 cup of vinegar and 1 cup of water in here.
And are you doing a whole jar of that ketchup, Mamaw?
Yes. It's a 32 ouncer. I think my cap's over here. So we have a cup of vinegar and a cup of water in here. And I have a cup of honey. And I put it in the microwave for a few seconds to heat it up so it would pour easier. Get it on right. So I have Worcestershire sauce, 1/4 of a cup. I have a tablespoon of dry mustard. I have a cup of brown sugar. So we're going to stir this together, and when it starts to cook, we're going to put a can of Coke in it and let it simmer. Sometimes you have to work to bust up the dry mustard. So we're going to add the Coke. Let it simmer till it thickens. So for the meatball sliders, we're going to do little slider buns. So we have a cup of milk, a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 of a cup of sugar, 1/4 of a cup of butter, and we're gonna get that to 115 like we did the last time. So we're gonna beat 2 eggs. We're gonna add that. We're going to check the temperature again. Make sure it's 115 degrees. And it is. So we're going to get our yeast ready. So the water's at 115 degrees. And we're going to just mix out a little bit. You can put it in the egg mixture. We'll double check that again. Right on the money. The recipe calls for 5 1/4 cups of flour, but we're gonna put 3 in the mixer with our egg mixture and our yeast. And we're using bread flour like we did before. So you see it's a little sticky yet, but we turned it out onto the floured countertop, and we're gonna knead it. You want it to be soft, so this is easy. It's already squeaking. So remember the last time we left a little glob of Crisco at the top so we could grease the top of the dough? This looks pretty good. Now we're going to let it raise for about a half hour. So we're going to make the meatballs. It's the last thing we're going to do. We had the barbecue sauce still cooking. So we have a pound of ground chuck. So that's 80-20. So you don't want real lean ground beef to make meatballs. And I have a cup of fresh ground breadcrumbs, salt and pepper, and 2 eggs. And you're going to think we're crazy, but we're going to liquefy some onion. And you say, why would you do that? Well, you know, like, meatballs aren't very big, so big chunks of onion make them fall apart. We don't want that in there. I think we just about have enough. Yep. Okay. So we're just going to mix these up. So we're going to dip these meatballs, put them on a tray. And you might want to make extra so that when you're busy this week with work and everything, just have meatballs and spaghetti. Southern Living recommends this sauce, so I thought I'd show you what that looks like. So we're going to put these in the oven, and we're going to cook them to 155 degrees. And the sauce is getting thicker. Cooked down about a fourth so far, so it needs to cook a little more. So you can see that the rolled dough doubled in size, so it's good dough. We're going to make the rolls. And we're not going to make them as big as dinner rolls. We're going to make them about that size. Because they'll double in size. I didn't get all the air out of that one. It's easier to make big ones. There you go. So I have egg yolk wash. I took 2 egg yolks and 2 tablespoons of water. There's many ways. So we're going to put some seeds on these. And this will help the seeds stick. And we can do some plain. We're gonna do some with sesame. Make them look good. So the meatballs are done. We temp them. They're 160 degrees, which is fine for beef. And they're gonna cook a little bit because we're gonna put that barbecue sauce on top of them. The slider buns are in the oven and be ready soon. So we cooked the barbecue sauce down to half. It's nice and thick, and we're gonna pour it over the meatballs. And as you see, we have plenty of barbecue sauce, but we can put it in the refrigerator and it'll last at least 3 weeks because it has vinegar in it. And we can have barbecued ribs. Thank you. So these are our barbecue meatball sliders. We have sesame, poppy, and plain. And these are the rolls. That's our recipe for this week. So thanks for watching. You can find the recipe on the website. So, thank you for coming. We put the meatballs on there with a little extra sauce. You can do what you would like to do with them.
Do what you would like.